Hello beautiful people. In today's video we will be talking about diverse opinions on a post about how much do someone's political views matter when it comes to casual dating and why. 1. How much do someone's political views matter when it comes to casual dating and why? According to Hrekires, we don't need to share every single belief, but we do need to share the same values and worldview. Mylifeastold replied saying, completely agree. We can disagree on what is the best course of action to solve a problem, but if there is disagreement on whether a problem exists or not, that is gonna be pretty tricky. 2. How much do someone's political views matter when it comes to casual dating and why? This is what Joshmo314159 had to say. The older I get, the more I understand the big picture. Someone's political views stem from their view of the world. And people tend to gravitate towards someone of the same political leaning. If beliefs were at odds with my partner, it would cause extra tension. Not because they vote differently, but because those beliefs would bleed into every tiny decision in our lives, and I don't think they would ever get where I'm coming from. I wouldn't feel truly heard or understood, and that would eventually be too much for me. Rare for me replied saying, I went through a breakup a few days ago, not because of this, but I'm just glad to read your comment because it validates the fact that I want to feel heard or understood even if I don't need my partner to agree with me. It wouldn't bother me if they disapproved of my views so long as they made an attempt to understand them first. Another user Drago replied saying, I'm trying to teach my son this: listen, understand, agree. They are three different things. The first two are a must, the last one, you may have to agree to disagree, and that is okay. To him, if you aren't agreeing, you aren't listening or understanding. Flugenblah replied, if you can restate, in your own words, the other person's position, accurately, that's a big deal. Just saying the words out loud. Nothing more is necessary. Also, this is a good way of checking your own honesty. If you are asked to repeat something, do you find yourself stating an absurd, strawman version of what the other person said? Listen to yourself. What if you edited out the hyperbole and strawman bits? What would the argument sound like then? Probably much closer to something reasonable. And that is the beginning of understanding. 3. How much do someone's political views matter when it comes to casual dating and why? According to Suvan Pan, political views of many people reflect their core values, and it is also important to consider how opposing views they have to mine. 4. How much do someone's political views matter when it comes to casual dating and why? According to successful_tart2842, I see a lot of debate around American politics on this post. LOL. Seriously though, if someone has fundamental beliefs which would impact the way you live, the way you'd raise children, or views on whether or not they have any, the role different people have in society and basically any life choice, it's better to know that your beliefs are incompatible while it's still casual. Relationships require compromise to work, but we all have things we will not compromise. Amishbil had this to add, exactly. Some compromises require you to bend. Some compromises require you to break. Only one of those is compatible with a healthy relationship. Pokerbrows also replied, the way you'd raise children, especially for things like homophobia. What happens if your kid turns out not cis or not straight? Season Positive 6771 replied, this comes up a lot whenever you talk to conservative men in the US. Many are extremely angry that left-leaning girls won't date them, so they hide their political beliefs for as long as they can. Instead of just accepting that that means the person is a bad fit for them, they decide feminism is destroying humanity or whatever, and that women are to blame for their lack of access to casual sex. As though they aren't creating the world in which it's difficult and unsafe for women to have casual sex. I've known a lot of women who have dated more conservative men throughout their lives, but there was a change when Trump was elected, and while there's been another big one since Roe v. Wade was overturned. Now every woman I know that's still dating is much more direct about her preferences and finding out what his ideology is. Because at this point, a guy hiding his conservative beliefs genuinely puts us at risk. Another user. The Weird Asian Kid replied, my roommate is a self-proclaimed moderate, but definitely leans way right, especially on a lot of culture war stuff. He started dating a girl a bit before Roe v. Wade was overturned. She was at our place and started to talk about it. I sympathized with her and he kinda just nodded along. After she left, he brought it back up, maybe thinking I would agree with him that it wasn't a big deal, or to fight me about it. He knows she's left-leaning and laughs at the fact her parents are too, with our neighbor who is also very right-wing. But you are correct, he is definitely hiding most, if not all of his right-leaning beliefs from a left-leaning woman. 5. How much do someone's political views matter when it comes to casual dating, and why? According to Princhester, I think the answer to this question really depends on whether or not you are meaning casual dating as a euphemism for hooking up for sex. Paperclipdog 410 replied, as man engaging in hookups you probably want to know her stance on abortion before an accident happens. Unless you like to live dangerously. My pacifist account replied, and with abortion being illegal in a number of states in the US it's more like, am I okay raising a child with this person? Corticalization replied saying, which then leads to a concern in a number of their other potential political ideals. Maximum_poet_8661 replied, her stance on abortion isn't gonna tell you a ton about what would happen if she got pregnant. There are tons of pro-choice people who would personally never get an abortion themselves. They want people to have the choice, and their choice is not to do it. 6. How much do someone's political views matter when it comes to casual dating, and why? According to user Oopsishidit again, some opinions are literally just a turn off. It's not a getting pissy thing, it's a I'm less attracted to you now thing. I'm a world champion AMA replied saying, I feel this so much. Met a girl and we were pretty much two peas in a pod. Then we started talking politics. It wasn't even a I'm one side and you're the other. It was how we both saw the world. She became far less attractive after that. 7. How much do someone's political views matter when it comes to casual dating, and why? According to Artesian Difference, there are some political opinions that can turn very ugly very quickly if something goes wrong while casually dating. Abortion rights aren't something that's particularly safe to disagree about in a sexual relationship, even a casual dating one. Another user, Yo DJ Pump This Party replied saying, came here to say this. I dated a guy and I got pregnant like really early into the relationship. He was so cool, I just assumed he shared my political views. I had an abortion and didn't think much of it other than feeling like a dumbass for not using a condom that one time. I found out 2.5 years later when we broke up that he never loved me because he couldn't respect a woman who so easily chose an abortion. Turned out he cheated on me with a girl who shared his traditional values and got her pregnant months after we broke up. Wowzakowza also replied, when I was 19 I dated an extremely conservative girl who was very anti-abortion. She was also against birth control and condoms, but was fine with me pulling out, don't ask me why. 19 years old me thought that was just fine. Well, surprise surprise, about 2 months in she got pregnant. I was like, well F that sucks, but actions have consequences so I guess I'm gonna be a dad. Nope. She immediately went and had an abortion before her parents could find out. Didn't even consult me. I didn't really care, it was my opinion, and still is, that it's a woman's body and a woman's choice, but her being so anti-abortion I didn't see it coming at all. We only dated a few more months, when she left for college. Completely hypocritical behavior. 8. Random Name 01 had this to say, yeah, this is why the "it's just politics" line showcases an utter lack of understanding or caring, neither of which are good. Endoflight support this with, "It's just politics" seems to be an easy way to dismiss very real concerns as an ideological disagreement that doesn't matter in the real world. People get really uncomfortable really fast when confronted on heavy issues. Problem being, your ideas about abortion affect my body. It would definitely change what would happen in a relationship if I got pregnant. It can't just be a ha, we have disagreeing ideas, but they are just ideas because it's not. It's very, very, very real, and people who try to dismiss that are either naive and uncomfortable, I can work with that, or actively hold views that they know you'd be against and so try to dismiss them it as a way to get with you. Hiding behind hypotheticals changes nothing. 9. Acadialow 4488 straight up said, even casually dating, I have to stand being around this person for extended periods of time. And usually politics reflect morals and I don't like being with b-holes. 10. Serendipitous Smiles shared this interesting comment, I'd say a lot. Casual dating is how you find your long-term partner. You don't necessarily need to have the same opinions, but you do need to be on the same page as your partner about fundamental things such as politics, children, careers, monogamy or lack thereof, etc. 11. Highly offensive. 10. Fired with this comment, different political opinions are fine, what I won't tolerate is bigotry. No racists, no misogynists, no homophobes, etc. From what we have seen so far, it looks like most comments are related to the effects of political views, mostly around the issue of abortion. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section on how much political views matter when it comes to casual dating and why. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.